Hello there. I'm Allison. I'm the creator of Embodied Dance, and I'm a coach, a healer, a teacher with 25 years in the healing arts. And I also help people midwife their soul work into reality, into practical terms. If you're here, chances are you've been on a personal growth path for a long time. You've been gathering skills and tools, and you feel a deeper calling that is very much in your body, in your soul, and in your heart that is asking you to step forward in a way that probably feels a little uncomfortable and a little unknown. And if you're like me, you may have spent years in this place where you are doubting what it is that you do and how it's best to bring it forward. You may be feeling a little bit stuck. You might be feeling a little overwhelmed. You might be looking at all the online noise and all of the insincere things that are happening online and just saying, I don't want to be any part of that. If you're feeling those things, then that is letting you know that you're in a really good place for a big change. The truth is, most of the people that I work with, we have a very specific thing that we're here to do and we're here to bring. And I dare say that we have a new layer of leadership that's coming in through us that's ancient, but it's also for evolution. So basically, we're not here to just repeat the same thing that we've seen and been handed and sort of cringe at, right? You're here to really develop something that is unique to you and that's meaningful to you and something that you can also make a living doing. The reason I know this is that I spent my entire adult life working for myself. I was running around as a yoga teacher, a dance teacher, a coach. I taught every form of mind-body healing that I could express and explore. I was a college professor. I did body work. I was a massage therapist. There was endless things, and I was running around all day doing all of them. And I would hit a point where I would just burnout every few months. And even though I had a graduate degree in the field of my choice, I still could not quite figure out how to stand up for what it is that I wanted to do. And it wasn't until I had a coach, a support of someone who could really see me and walk me through what I call the labyrinth of things that you don't even know are there until you start on the path. I was just spinning my wheels in the same spot, and I did it for probably at least a decade. And it was very painful. So after I built out embodied dance, I started to get really passionate about how do I support other women who probably feel like I did, who don't know where to start, don't know how to put it together, don't have this support. This is called embodied feminine leadership. And what makes this different and what makes this very specific and very unique is that it calls into play the resource of divine feminine embodiment. If you're like me and you feel that you grew up without people who really saw you, who really could um, give you feedback or guidance or support on what it is that was meaningful to you, if you feel like you didn't really have the kind of role models that gave you anywhere grounding or solid to go, then you probably feel a little wobbly, right? And part of the reason I find this as so make or break is because when we're doing something new that our soul is asking us to do, and we're doing something that hasn't really been done before, it takes a lot of courage and it takes a lot of self-belief, right? So where do you get that from? And what has helped me the most, besides having a coach and having someone who really saw me, was being able to lean into some of the divine feminine Grail Queen consciousness, I'll say, that really held me in these times of doubt, confusion. And we weave that inside the course so that you can start really developing your relationship. What is it to feel held, safe, and guided by your spirit team, right? So we connect to your spirit team in a really safe, anchored way. So there's nothing to be afraid of. And this is going to support the foundational holding and something that you can anchor into and trust as you go forward. So I felt this was such an important piece to bring into the work, and I'm so thrilled to share it with you. It's just My spirit team has been asking me to do this for a very long time now, so I'm finally doing it. I'm really excited about it. So this 9 module course is meant to walk you through all of the practical places where you don't know where to start, don't know how to um, kind of build a structure or build out a program or an offer or a class even. And we walk you side by side through the structural piece alongside the inner work piece, meaning the things that you come up to that you don't even know that are there, even if you've been working on yourself for 20 years, like I did. Because when you start standing for your work, all of the fears that you have subconsciously that you might not have known existed all start showing up. So the fears of being seen, the fears of imposter syndrome, the fears of what if nobody likes this, right? So there's all of these fears of failure that start coming in and knocking at your door. And the truth of the matter is that we can fear our success just as much as we can fear our failure. Because what does success mean? That means that we actually have to go out there and do the thing, right? There's a lot of people that can fear what that might look like. What relationships would I lose? What if I'm too overwhelmed in my success, right? So there's all of these different things that you don't even realize are keeping you a little bit stuck. So we walk side by side the structure and we walk through all of the doorways of the emotional body and the unconscious, because when we have different parts of ourselves saying different things, the subconscious is saying, no, you can't do that, you're not good enough, yet we're building a structure, we're going to sabotage it all the time, which is why most online coaching, dare I say, is unsuccessful. If they're just providing the structure for you, they're not really going to get you aligned with your mind, body, and heart in a way that you can proceed forward in one piece, right? Because if you have, you have one train track and you got trains going in all these different directions, the momentum is never going to get there, right? So this is crucial. This is more than building a business. This is really for people who feel like they have a mission and even they feel maybe a little bit daunted or a little bit humble, like, who am I even to have a mission, right? I used to feel that way. And the truth of the matter is that your mission is bigger than you. It's bigger than the I, it's bigger than our personality, it's bigger than our ego. So when you begin to tap into that deeper vision and that deeper mission, and that becomes the predominant loud voice, that is ultimately what's going to take you through. If this sounds like you and this sounds like something that you're interested in, I am doing application calls for each person. Since this is a mentorship, I want to make sure that each person is aligned, ready, and that this is something that will work for them ultimately. So there's no pressure on the call. It's really just for you and I to get to know each other and see if it's a good fit. If this is feeling like it's stirring something in your heart and you're feeling like, yeah, it's time, this is an affirmation. It's time. So I'll look forward to hearing from you. Much love.